Hello, everyone. This is BizChicks TV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today we are here with Tech Diva Weekly. I'm here with my friend and co host, Miss Francine Gregory, real estate entrepreneur and tech diva. I'm Tara Lena from California Cover Ups, and we're the Biz Chicks. Now, Fridays, we always like to get in here and talk tech. So we want to give a shout out to everyone listening in the clubhouse. For those of you watching live, all of you in that atmosphere where you may be hearing our voices. So we hope that you will sit back, relax, take in the view, and find out what's new in tech. How you doing this morning, Fran?
I'm doing very well. Wow, we got a lot of news.
Mm.
hmm So I'm going to start with saying hello. Dr. Tachi's over here
Hey, Doc, how you doing?
in the clubhouse.
Fantastic. Hello.
You sound great. I know there was a lot going on today over there with Netflix and all these wonderful people. So I look forward to hearing from you.
Yes. All righty then. So let's do this tech history. March 13th, 1986, 10 years after the company's founding, Microsoft Corporation stock goes public at $21 per share.
Mm.
The stock, which eventually closed at $27.75 a share, peaked at $29.25 per share shortly after the opening. It is said that the rising value of Microsoft stock has made an estimated 4 billionaires and 12,000 millionaires of Microsoft employees.
Mm-hmm.
hmm The next story, Bell Lab. Go ahead.
Oh, I just said, wow, how all that wealth is in a few hands. Wow.
Yeah, I guess if we was working there, maybe we'd have had a little bit. I don't know. March 14th, 1955, Bell Lab announces TRADIC, TRADIC. AT&T Bell Laboratories announces the completion of the first fully transistorized computer, TRADIC. TRADIC, which stood for Transistor Digital Computer, it contained nearly 800 transistors, which replaced the standard vacuum tube and allowed the machine to operate on fewer than 100 watts, which was 1/12 the power required by a comparable vacuum tube computer. And yes, it is taking up a room.
It's still taking up room. Okay.
Mhm. The first newsletter of the Home Hebrew Club, let me start again. The first newsletter of the Homebrew Computer Club,
Mm-hmm.
March 15th, 1975, issue number 1 of the Home Computer Club's newsletter is published. Only 21 issues are published through December 1977, but the newsletter is considered influential in the early culture of personal computer industries. Wow. So they had community, because we always talk about cheerleaders, coaches, and community. That was the Homebrew Computer Club is the community.
Basically, it's the
Right.
group.
And they a group of people that came together with a common interest.
Yes, and they did a lot of things with motherboards and basically building small PCs.
And bringing it into the personal space, taking
Yeah.
it from inside the walls of the huge ones and bringing them into a small space. Really nice. Okay. March 15, 1985,
Mhm.
the first internet domain is registered by Symbolics, a Massachusetts computer company. Symbolics.com is the first internet domain registered.
Mm.
85 does not seem that far ago.
It's not.
Wow. All right, here's a little piece of information. I'm going to see if I can say this correctly. March 16th, 1995, the world's first wiki Web, was created as Ward Cunningham invites people to add and edit content. A wiki is a database that can be a community collaboration. This is really interesting. Cunningham has said the inspiration for the name Wiki came from the Wiki shuttle bus he learned of during a trip to Hawaii. 6 years later, Wikipedia is launched, although Cunningham has no official involvement. So here's the deal. Wikipedia is a community collaboration of information. And therefore, is it actually reliable information? That's the question.
No, it is not. And I always tell my students, it's a good place to start to get information about things you don't already know about. But you need to scroll down to the end of the article and look for the other peer-reviewed or vetted sources. And if there are none, don't use it as a source. I never allow students to use Wikipedia as a primary source.
There you have it. That's why we turn in on Fridays to learn things like this. Because they are, it says right there, they are a community collaboration. So, okay. Let me see. I got 2 more stories and I'm done. Apple sues Microsoft for copyright infringement. March 17th, 1988, Apple Computer famously sues Microsoft for copyright infringement in its Windows operating system. Apple eventually lost the lawsuit in 1995. Final story, March 18th, 1974, Atari introduces Grand Track 10. It is the first arcade game to use solid-state read-only memory, ROM, to store sprites for each car, the game timer, the racetrack, and the score. As such, it is the first game to have defined characters rather than mathematically manipulated dots. The game's controls, which include a 4-position gear shifter, a steering wheel, and 2 foot pedals, are also firsts for an arcade game.
All right. So we went from Pong to
Grand Track 10, where you're driving the car.
So you have a
And that-
personal experience.
And that was in 1974. And they still have arcade type games. I don't know if do they still actually, yeah, and Dave and Buster's and places like that, they still have arcade games.
That's true. Where you sit in it and
very interesting. And in some cars too. So it's like, okay. That's your week in tech history.
All righty. Thank you so much, Francine.
TJ.
How you doing, TJ? She's here all the way from New York City. Oh my goodness. TJ, I think I have one thing that I want to share with you guys, and then I'm going to let you have at it today. I don't know if you guys have been experiencing this, but it seems like in Walgreens, they have recently introduced these coolers that have advertisements on the glass, and you cannot see inside the cooler. And it's confusing a lot of their customers. Let me see if I can share my screen and show you what I'm talking about here.
I've seen them.
Have you seen them? What do you think of them?
I think it's foolish. I know that they're doing it obviously to extend advertising.
Yes.
But the thing is, who keeps up with when something is okay? So obviously, it also has a photo of or an image of what's in that particular cooler. But who keeps up with when that particular item is out of stock?
And
you
that,
open, and then that Mountain Dew that you love so much is not there. That Pepsi or Coke is, out of stock, that particular one that you want. So I just don't think that it is a good idea.
They want you to come and stop in front of that thing.
yes.
Regardless.
It's a time waster. So here's the thing. If they actually probably did a study of the amount of time and stores want you to spend more time in there. But with a drugstore, those type of stores, it's not meant for you to be in there all day. You come in, get what you need, and go out. So I can see this being a problem because if I have to spend 10 extra minutes looking for what I want, then it's also on, let me go ask the people that are here, do you have? That's also a time waster for them. Let people see it's not there so they can move on.
And that's the problem. Therein lies the problem. I'm going to run this short video, guys, and let you see the customer reaction to what's going on here. Let me turn the sound on.
In some Walgreens locations, glass refrigerator doors have been replaced with these digital screens as part of a pilot program. And some are taking to social media to say they don't like them.
Could you open up the thing to get me some water?
It's real inviting. Like,
yes.
No way.
What in the world? They lied. Why would they lie?
And we're looking at
what if you're sold out of something and it doesn't register? If only there was a way that we could see inside of a freezer, like a glass door.
The technology comes from cooler screens. The CEO says he started the company when he saw the customer experience gap between shopping online and shopping in a physical store and wanted to bring these experiences together.
We're creating this hybrid experience, right? You are shopping in a physical store and all the best that comes with it, right? Immediately you grab the product you want, it's readily available, but you get the benefit of, as if you're shopping online, of having all this richness of information and content and interaction.
The company tries to create what they call a retail media network. Brands pay cooler screens to run ads. Retailers, such as Walgreens, share a cut from the advertising. Sensors and cameras are set up both inside and outside of the fridges to track consumer activities.
And retailers were obsessed about digital transformation. And we gave them something very specific and tangible that was solving a real consumer problem and yet was bringing them real business benefits.
The company claims people love this technology. However, some consumers say they've found it confusing. Henry Brewer is one of them. He recently encountered one of the digital screens at a Walgreens in Chicago.
And I was stopping just to pick up my medication, and then I just grabbed a energy drink. Initially you walk up and you kind of see the advertisement across all of them because it doesn't show the drinks or anything yet. It just shows a big advertisement. I'm like, whoa, what is this? This is really weird. And then you walk up and then it flashes and then it changes to the drinks. So it's like, it's a turnoff, we see advertisements literally everywhere. And now I have to go see it, on the cooler screen, it's just very intrusive.
Julio Sevilla, a consumer behavior professor from the University of Georgia, says people tend to prefer simplicity in retail settings.
You probably just want to make it easy, right? We all love to get into a supermarket and know exactly what we're getting and know also exactly where things are, right? And also rely on the fact that you may find things. So for this type of more utilitarian, not pleasure-related settings, I think people like their certainty and their simplicity.
This is crazy. I'm so confused. I can't believe this is happening. Like, look at this.
When there is a new technology, right, consumers are always suspicious. So I respect that. I think, and I'm empathetic to that. So it's very important for a new company like ours to always educate the consumers about what it really does and what it doesn't do.
Guys, I'm with them. And I think Dr. Tachi's feeling the same way, having seen it. That the fact that now we're just bombarded with advertisements everywhere. And there's a company that's actually developing virtual reality glasses on screens in the back of cars. So now we got virtual reality in the car. We got stuff coming at us on the freezers. I mean, when I saw this, I said, no, this is too much.
I got so much to say about this.
And the fact that they opened it and there was nothing in there.
First of all, who asked for this? Nobody. The customer didn't ask for this. And then when at the end, when the lady said she was confused, I was just about to say it confuses the customer.
Exactly.
And what do you say, Charlie? A confused mind
will not make a decision.
So Walgreens, this is not gonna last, because Walgreens is gonna see they're making their customers angry.
Yeah.
They're like the guy said, he went to get a prescription and he wanted to get something to drink, and he saw that I'm gonna do it 180 and I'm walking out the store. I'm not gonna buy nothing. Okay. So no, this is crazy. And this guy talking about, oh, this is the new latest technology to make you feel like you're shopping online. Dude, I will shop online. I got a phone. I don't need a screen that flashes. And all this is just a ad placement.
That's all it is.
And then this is bait and switch, because the lady opened up the door and there was nothing in there.
Exactly. That's what I was like. No, they didn't.
Walgreens, they're gonna take that out because it doesn't work.
Dr. Tachi?
Yeah, this to add to all the other salient points you all have, this is absolutely terrible in terms of everything you said. The Walgreens that's down the street from me, that's the Walgreens, and I go to Walgreens a lot because in Fort Lauderdale, Walgreens, in South Florida, Walgreens are more prevalent than like CVS's. It's a major thing. So like every 5 minutes there's a Walgreens. I go to the one down the street. I went to get, and I'm like, let me get some water while I'm here. And then the first time I saw that, I was like, what? Where's the, So I actually, they also have a cooler by the, as you're going to the checkout. That's where I got it from. So people will avoid it altogether if they see an alternative. Since they had an alternative with some other things, they were like, well, we'll just get this. And this could be making them, they're doing this to make money. But you could be missing out on money because the smaller cooler doesn't have the variety of drinks that the larger coolers do. So rather than deal with that, you're like, fine, I'll just take Aquafina, I don't care. Or I'll just take Dasani, I don't care. Because you don't want to deal with, well, which one is the water in and play musical chairs as it does it. And they said that some Walgreens have just the last door. It's all of the coolers. So it's an entire wall of advertisement at the one I go to. It's a definite turnoff.
Listen, we live in a world where you go online, or open your browser, go to YouTube, whatever. We're blocking ads. Why would I want to go in the store and see a wall of ads when it needs to be, like the other guy said, it needs to be just glass so I can see? There's the water, there's the soda, there's the Monster, there's the this, there's the that. This is stupid.
And they've already advertised, if they did their marketing right the first place, we would be going to go look for your stuff behind the glass. When people go to the glass, they already know what they're going for.
Visually, yes. I see what I want. It's right here. It's not in the one on the end. It's right here in front of me. With all of that covered up, it's confusing. Walgreens is going to see angry customers, people walking out, and they're going to be like, why? It's those things that you got that's covering up the glass. It's stupid.
And just because the technology is new, okay, so pretty much that's the kind of ad that you would see in a movie theater.
It's ads.
And we only see them the first few minutes of the movie, and then we're at, okay, like move that out the way.
So listen, I'm gonna help this guy out. He's trying to make money with this business. Where I see this working is here in New York, where we have billboards on the side and the subway. Put them there and let it move, and the ads and all of that stuff, but not in the glass where you're obscuring the purchase. If I don't see it, I'm not gonna buy it. I'm not gonna do 10 steps to buy something when it was just one. Pull the door open, grab the water. Now I gotta look at all. No, it's not happening.
Nah.
It's not happening. They can want it to happen. And I see this dude with his advertisement that moving on, put that stuff on side the billboards, the subway, the side of the bus, all of that.
Right, where people are standing and they are
the bus terminal, the shelter,
right, where you have a captive audience.
Yes.
Not while I'm moving, trying to get somewhere.
I ain't looking at that thing. I want water. I used to be able to see it in the glass.
Absolutely. And the whole thing is, if you're going to do things like that, you need to keep your stock up. And this happens a lot. I don't want to say this is endemic to Walgreens, but the Walgreens I go to and several others I've seen in this area, maybe it's just the staff. Maybe, at this time, there are also supply issues with some things because we're still reeling from pandemic things. And then there's gas. But even before that, I noticed that you all would have some empty shelves of things sometimes, okay? So if you're going to do things like that where I'm not allowed to see what's there, and then I open and surprise, there's nothing, you have to keep it stocked if you're going to do that. Because it's problematic if you don't.
Right.
And it's going to be on you to say out of stock if there's nothing there. When you have just the clear glass, we can see there's no more and we move on. But now, since I see that this is supposed to be here and you've made me take the extra step of opening the door, then I'm going to be upset. So why don't you then have a mechanism to say this is out of stock when that happens?
You can't bait and switch the customer. You cannot do that. And this is clear bait and switch. Because there's nothing behind. When you open it, the lady opened it, there was one bottle of water. In was it 10 shelves or something?
And it was empty.
One. What? So visually, I could, I don't even have to go all the way to the glass door. Say if I'm coming in the front door, I specifically want water. I'm in a rush. I can see visually, is there water there before I even go and try to open the door, and I can go. I'm going out to the next. I'm going out of the door to the next store because visually, I see you guys don't have water. I'm in a rush. I don't have time for that. I just want a bottle of water. This is crazy.
And there's the store or any shopping experience. You're supposed to make it easy for people to do business with you and to pay you. This right here is not making that easy.
You saw how angry the customers were. They were doing videos. They were like, "What's this?"
That's why it was on TikTok. She was like, "I do not understand this."
And see, the thing is, if they want to get if this is specifically in Walmart. I keep saying Walmart. Walgreens. Call them out when they do the videos. Tag Walgreens. Call them out because that's the only way they're going to change this policy. And it looks like a test. So I would say everybody online, let them know you don't want this in your Walgreens.
And then the guy he was trying to defend where there's always the initial the initial backlash and this is
no dude.
Because early adopters will do some things, but the early adopters ain't happening right here.
This, like I said, this technology is for a larger city where you want moving billboards because people are moving on the bus, on the subway, outside the supermarket, whatever, but not obscuring a purchase. They're actually blocking a purchase.
Can you imagine now you're in the grocery store, you got the baby in the cart?
Yeah.
The video goes off
crying
on the door.
You got somewhere to go. You 10 minutes late. You just want to get a quick juice, a quick whatever visually.
Exactly. And not only that, the baby is watching the video. So when you open the door and everything stops, you got screaming babies, frustration because what you want ain't behind the glass.
You just when you got a screaming kid, you just want to get out of the store. Exactly. I'm like, I dropped everything because I'm like, my kid is, I gotta go. I'll come back. It's not that it wasn't necessary for me to buy that stuff and to be in the store and you just leave. So
so now you got something else for them to be distracted by and go into a tantrum because the video stopped or they don't want to move on because they want to see the video.
Right.
Because it's like a big TV. I was like, really?
That's crazy.
Well, there you go. So ads are coming to you, and I the whole thing with the RV being able to have virtual reality in the back seat of your car is being introduced into new cars that are coming along. They're going to have a screen in the back, and your RV will now be synchronized with the car, so you don't get motion sickness. I said, okay.
Well, that keeps the kids happy in the back. The driver should not be participating in this.
Right. No, it's in the back only.
Okay.
Right.
Well, you know.
I know, girl.
Somebody will try and
somebody will do. Yeah, you know, somebody will. Yeah, somebody will.
You know, people always trying stuff.
But this is like when back in the day when the SUVs had the video. It was the thing to have a video,
the little video screen. Yeah,
in the back of the
back. The headrest.
Yeah. This will keep the kids quiet if they can put on their, you know, jump into the metaverse and play their games or whatever while the parents are driving.
Right. But see, most of the time the kid already has a device. So they just.
Okay. And see, there's the thing too. It's like, is this really going to work? Because if you already have your PlayStation 2 in your hand, or okay, is it 4 now? I don't know.
Whatever you have. Most of the kids have a device, whether it's a phone, a tablet, a gaming console. They have something to entertain them, so it's not necessary for that. And then I see this as somebody had dollar signs obscuring their eyes, thinking, "Oh yeah, this is gonna be a lot of money." Da, da, da. No, you're hindering a purchase, and that as a retailer, Walgreens, you never want to hinder the purchase. You don't want to block. It's not football where you block. No, you want a clear path, an easy way, one-step purchase.
So what happens if you want something out of the cooler and someone's standing there watching the flipping video of Coke pouring into a glass?
There's a store next door. I'll walk out and go to the next store.
Now they got an attitude. You know, people are already on edge. Okay.
And thus the reason for Instacart. I'm like, I'm just going online. If I had the choice, because he's trying to marry online to the offline experience, I'm going to Instacart. Just bring my stuff to the house.
Listen, if I wanted to merge those things, you know,
I was just gonna say that you already have retailers that immerse the online offline. You could buy it on your phone and go to Walmart and they bring it up. I don't have to get out. I've already done online, offline.
And I made a choice to get in my car and come to the store.
I'm like, what is he talking about? This merges on, you get an online experience. No, I'm in real life buying. I don't need an online experience. If I wanted that, I would have never gotten dressed and came to Walgreens.
You understand what I'm saying? I made a conscious choice to get in my car to run over here and get this because I want it now. Not to be entertained. Crazy. I can, like you said, sit on my phone.
Somebody saw dollar signs and it's I love the concept. It's in the wrong place.
Right.
It's obscuring a purchase, which as a retailer you never want.
Yeah, maybe they should put it behind the cosmetics counter and let them show how to put on the makeup.
Well, right. That might work. Okay, well, here's the thing. Who buys cosmetics at the
Walgreens to the point where you would stand there and watch the video? A lot of people, evidently.
Well, that you have a point now, because that would, if you're demoing like the new this is the new eyeshadow, you're demoing it, you've got the video, that makes sense. It's not obscuring a purchase, it is facilitating a purchase.
Right. And because a person is standing there trying to make a decision about color, or is this look good?
Here's the new palette and the model is putting it on, and it
spring colors.
It only takes a few seconds to demo and the person buys it.
Right.
Versus let me cover up that we don't have enough stock. That's bait and switch. You don't do Walgreens. I keep wanting to say Walmart. Walgreens. No.
Yeah.
That ain't happening. No.
So maybe it would work in places like Ultra, or you know what I mean. I'm just saying, but to cover up my groceries, when she opened up that little thing and it was empty, I was annoyed, and I wasn't even in the store with it. All right, so that's it for me, guys.
Terry always stirring up stuff.
I love it. Oh my gosh. We got a good combo going. I love it.
Yes.
All right. So I guess I'm up with
Yes,
this
ma'am.
this week in social media news. So now speaking of Instacart, because Fran brought that up. Instacart is letting you buy ingredients from TikTok recipes with a few taps. So if you're on TikTok and you know people are always doing recipes and demoing recipes, they have shoppable recipes. So you can that's what Instacart is calling it, shoppable recipes that let you snap up ingredients when you see a meal on TikTok and other supporting websites. You tap a button and Instacart will both find the in stock item. It has to be in stock, and as well as help you arrange the delivery. So they're saying you could be, you know, watching TikTok trying to, you know, get ideas for dinner, and then you could just easily put everything in your Instacart, and then, you know, by the time you get home, everything.
Oh, sort of like what we're doing with Blue Apron and these other things. Everything comes in the box and you cook it.
Right.
I'm cooked.
Well, yeah, but see, this is if you're watching the video and you're like, that looks good, and the person doing the TikTok video, they tell you this, and this, and you say, okay, I don't have to go to the grocery store. I can just do my Instacart from TikTok
I don't
or
have to
the
hunt for
website.
all this stuff. I'll let somebody else do the hunting.
And and it works in reverse too, because if you are on Instacart and you're shopping, they put recipes down on the bottom. Like if you so you got bananas and then walnuts, then they pop up on the bottom where you can, it was like banana walnut bread or something pops up on the bottom of of your shopping. So the items that you may want to get, so that you can go and click on it and get a recipe for those items that you just clicked in your basket.
Right.
So it works the reverse as
right.
well.
It's the reverse. So with TikTok, it uses their jump section, which is their answer to interactive links. Instead of having a link, there's a jump feature, and then it's saying that it uses that it will take the ingredients, and then Instacart uses that jump feature and takes the ingredients list from the creator on TikTok making the video. Okay. They will put all that information in there.
And I mean, and that makes it where you can create that dish, get the ingredients, and have them delivered to your house.
Right. All just from watching the TikTok video, or this will be incorporated on some recipe websites. There's a few, and then you just, you're watching it on your phone, tap, Instacart says, hey, and it puts it all in your cart, and then you go from there.
And Mark says, I want to tap a button and get the meal cooked and ready. I'm with you, Mark.
Private chef.
Right. Hey, Terica, over on Clubhouse. So, okay, yeah, I get that.
And so they're saying the web access part of it, where it's on websites, is going to be shopping buttons on sites like Country Living and Good Housekeeping. And Instacart is going to announce more tie-ins or more connections later this year. So I thought that we start with that, because we were talking about, shopping and things. So,
well, at least it's not covering up the glass where you can't.
Right. See, that's not an impediment to buying. That's an enhancement, inducement.
It's a compliment.
Right. And if the creator is on TikTok doing it right, making it look enticing, which I follow a couple people on Instagram. Like there's a lady called the Kitchenista. When she's cooking and she uses duck fat and all, where her videos are very like, you want to eat that right then. Like you want to eat it through the screen. So if they do that and then it's connected with Instacart, it just, puts it in.
And then Instacart I can see that. It's like, oh, I want to make that. And so you start ordering the ingredients.
Right. So you don't have to worry about, well, I got to go to the store and I got to make a list and I got to pick in the shopping cart and I got to pick the items and I got to wait in the line and buy. Some people don't want to do that. So it's a shortcut.
And I like Instacart for the other fact that it's not their delivery does not cost as much as DoorDash and the rest of
DoorDash and those they're crazy with their prices.
I was like, oh, okay, I will I will get in the car and drive.
The DoorDash fee is more than what you're buying.
I was like, when does 2 items from Chipotle's cost $50?
It's the fee is it's crazy. So
it's crazy. I was like,
there
no.
we go. There we go. All right, so let's move on to Clubhouse since we're in the Clubhouse. Now I looked in Clubhouse. I'm going to go back in. Well, I didn't see it. Let me check. There's a new feature called there's a wave bar. I don't have it.
I don't have it either. Terica
I kept
says
looking
hello.
to see. So anybody in Clubhouse, if you have it, let us know. It's a wave bar, and it from what I saw, it puts the little, you know how the little circles where there's stories, the little circles at the top of in Instagram, little circles. So you should see circles at the top in Clubhouse in the app. So they're trying to find this way to encourage more direct social interaction. It's a new wave bar at the top of your screen, which will display which of your connections are online at any given time, so you can send them a wave to let them know you're up for a chat.
Well, I don't have it.
I don't have it either.
I
Right. So Clubhouse is explained. This is their direct quote. Now you can simply wave at friends and invite them to chat. Waves will now open social rooms instead of private rooms so that friends of speakers can join the conversation and speakers can ping in friends. There's also a new ping bar at the top of social rooms so you can ping friends in quickly.
I still have the old one. I might need to update.
Yeah, I updated my Clubhouse. I still don't have it. They're saying you also have the option to lock your chat if you prefer to keep it private. It's saying they're saying the wave bar is now being tested with select users on iOS and Android. So it's not everybody. They're doing a select test. So nobody has it. We're not
I don't have it. And Terica, do you and Dr. Taji?
Does anybody have it?
Nobody is saying that they have it.
Okay. Well, be on the lookout. There's no news on, how they're going to roll it out or, who's going to have it. Just saying being tested with selected users. So it's the new wave bar in the Clubhouse app. I got excited. I was like, I want to see that. Didn't have it.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is going to actually show the sound waves when we speak?
No, it's going to be, it's like stories in Instagram with the circles at the top with your profile icon.
So okay. So they're just calling it wave bar.
They're calling it a wave bar because you'll be able to wave at your friends and then you can pull them into a social room instead of a private room.
Right.
And then you'll be able to ping. If you're in the social room, then friends of friends will see that you're in and they might come in, or you could pull them in with the ping feature.
Okay, I get it now.
So I saw a picture. What I did was I saw a picture of it. Wherever website I got this from, they had a picture of it, and I was like, "Well, what does it look like? I don't have it." So it's circles with your profile icon at the top, like stories and all the other apps that have little circles at the top where you can go and tap on the profile. That's what it's supposed to look like from the photo I saw. So be on the look. I don't know why they're calling it a wave bar, but I guess they didn't want to call it stories, but it's not stories. So let's look for that in Clubhouse. Maybe by next week we'll have it.
Well, they said they were rolling it out, and not everybody was.
Yeah, selected users. That's something new. Clubhouse. They usually put the update to everybody, right?
Well, I guess maybe they figured out some stuff that
we'll see. We'll see. All right, so let's move on to Snapchat. Snapchat adds a new custom landmarkers. That's what they're calling it, custom landmarkers, to build location-linked AR experiences. So this is it will enable anyone to create a location-locked AR experience. And there's not too much detail on it. It says, so this is a quote from Snap. Today we're launching custom landmarkers in Lens Studio, letting creators anchor lenses to okay, so I got it. Letting creators anchor lenses to local places they care about, from statues to storefronts, to tell richer stories about their communities through AR. Landmarkers enables creators to have location-specific AR experiences. So you know, with Snapchat, it's all about the lenses. You know, when you turn on the lens and the camera, and then it puts the little dog ears, or it puts the little flowers on, or changes something about you, so they'll be able to tie that lens into a specific landmark locally. So say here, someone could do it here for New York, and when you go to the Statue of Liberty, then there would be lenses specific for that location, is what I'm getting from custom landmarkers.
Okay, so they would coordinate with the destination.
Right. It's where you are locally, what spot you're in.
Mm-hmm.
Like if somebody was in Times Square, they could, the creators, you could make lenses about that area.
Okay.
So it would be, tie into where you are.
Okay.
So
interesting.
Yeah, interesting. There we go. Snapchat.
So if you were in Yosemite, Fran, you could get the forest and some snow and some mountains.
My gosh. It's kind of like, remember the Pokemon phase?
Oh yeah,
where they were collecting stuff.
Yeah, but see how that explains how these things come and go. Like that was so hot to go, that was a trend, and everybody was doing it, and they were bar hopping and this and that, and unfortunately, some people were driving in the lakes and not paying attention because they were. But that just shows you how this AR experience is going. Like it's not fully there yet, and I hear a lot of people going, "Oh, we're gonna do the goggles," and no, when it gets to a point where it's just like glasses like this or something that doesn't obscure your face, then we'll have more VR experiences, more metaverse stuff. But right now,
lens in lens.
Yeah, something that because the way it is now with the goggles, they obstruct your face so much that it's not a comfortable feeling.
It's bulky, yeah.
Yes, it's bulky. So they have to make it to where it's like glasses, or a little thing you put on your glasses if you wear glasses, or a little,
It'll get there soon.
Yeah, it's coming. But no one knows when. And then the VR enthusiasts are like, "Oh, we're metaverse is gonna bring." I was like, "Listen, you guys stop talking about what's gonna happen, because it's the Wild Wild West. We don't know what it's gonna fall out to be. So just chill on it." I'm getting so excited. Okay, let's move on to. Let me see. Do I have? Yeah, let's move on to Twitter. Now, Twitter. Talk about a confused mind. All right, so I have to tell you the first story and then the second story, and then you'll get it. So Twitter announced that they're adding a new simplified option to pin a timeline of latest tweets. They want to make it easy for people to access the latest tweets from users that they follow, and it was an option to pin a latest tweets timeline, so you could just simply swipe across to see an algorithm-free tweet feed. This is what Twitter said. So what happened was they put this out, and then they had to immediately go into Twitter ditches this tab timeline days after rolling it out, and they put the quote up, "We heard you," on Twitter. So they put this thing out, this what was it called? Latest tweets timeline. The users revolted and went crazy online and said, "We don't want this." So Twitter had to pull it back a few days after they put it out. So this is the statement. They said, "We heard you. Some of you always want to see latest tweets first. We switched the timeline back and removed the tab experience for now while we explore other options." Now, I missed it. I didn't even get to see this latest tweets thing, but they're trying to change it to where, this is the thing about Twitter. There's always a conversation going, and there's always tweets. So you're not going to catch everything. But Twitter's like, well, we want to keep people online because they get mad if they miss a tweet from somebody. But if you're following somebody, you're following them for a reason, because they tweet stuff you like, or it's a celebrity or whatever. That's what the profile is. So if I go, oh, Like for Gary Vaynerchuk, I'm like, I know he's tweeting all the time. I'm not on Twitter all the time. Let me go and see what Gary is saying lately. So I go to his profile and I look at his tweets. I don't understand what the issue is, but it's because the tweets change so fast for some people that I guess Twitter said they wanted to make this latest tweets timeline, which didn't make any sense, and all the Twitter users were like, no, so they removed it.
You weren't working it anyway. Mark says you neglected to acknowledge my Twitter brilliance, so you're going to keep seeing it until you applaud my genius.
I love that. That's funny. That's funny. So that's what happened with Twitter, that they put something out and the Twitterverse said no, and they had to snatch it back. So,
but that, you're supposed to listen to the people who are using your platform. You want them to be on your platform. You at least need to listen to what they want, right? Like a edit button. Okay.
Yeah, they have that, but they want you to pay for it.
Is it that they don't care anymore, that they're so immersed in innovation that they're just putting it out? No focus groups, no questions, like the stuff in the Walgreens, just put it out there and then let the fallout happen.
See, the thing with Twitter. Oh, go ahead.
I just wanted to add that all of that takes time. And when you're in the race to make money, which I don't understand for some of these larger corporations, because you're already making record profits. You just want more profit. So it's not that you're not making anything. So when money is involved, they're like, okay, we'll just put it out there and see if it works. If it doesn't work, we'll scale it back. Because research and development takes time and takes money. So rather than put the effort into conducting focus groups or doing in-depth interviews, they'll come up with something that seems probable based on other research that they've seen before or their personal whatever, or talking to people, and then they'll put it out there. And then it fails miserably. Crystal Coke or Crystal Pepsi, whatever the hell it was.
Crystal Pepsi. You're right. Crystal Pepsi.
Who asked for that?
And new Coke or clear Coke. One.
It was new Coke, and they tried.
Yeah.
Yes, new Coke and Crystal Pepsi. So rather than take the time to do that, and even when you do focus groups, here's the thing, as a researcher myself, these things it's really difficult to generalize them to the entire population of people who would drink Coke or people who would drink Pepsi, because often these are conducted in one area of the country that's not often representative of all, for example, Coke drinkers. So what you're doing is just guessing that this is going to work right based off of a small sample of people. So it's really difficult.
That is so true, because I can remember being a part of that new whatever Pepsi or Coke trial, and I don't even drink the stuff at the time. So it's like, tell a difference, because I don't know what the.
And see, that's the thing. Why are you changing a recipe that's working?
It's because in the case of Coke and Pepsi and those guys, the beverage industry, they're always trying to capture a new market or to keep you interested. So they're like, yeah, we'll do a new Coke. Yeah, we'll do a Crystal Pepsi. Yeah, instead of like asking people what they want, what do you want from Pepsi? What do you want from Coke? They go, well, we think we should make this Crystal Pepsi. It's going to sell. Or that's what they're doing. They're group thinking inside of the company, instead of asking the customer, what do they want?
Let me add this really quickly as well. That could also be, it's a catch-22, because sometimes people have too much to say. All you have to do is look at places like Yelp, it says city data, etc., and people like to complain.
Yeah.
About nothing. And if you don't like something, definitely voice your opinion. But sometimes some of these people leaving reviews, etc., are so nitpicky and so particular for no reason. So if you go and ask, well, what would you like to see? If they did that every time, they would never get anything through and done, because people have such strong opinions. And then other people, I don't like it. Well, and that's why it's like, you know what, we're making the executive decision. We're going to go ahead and make this. If you don't like it, don't buy it. We'll stop making it. So
True.
that's the other end of it.
I agree with that. So let me clarify by saying, if they ask the customer, ask the ones that are true fans,
right?
Like that, and they should gather. And I'm saying that in whatever business, gather those true fans. You know how to do it into a community where if you're thinking of a new product, then you go to that true fan community, not ask everybody. You're right. You're right about that, Dr. Tachi. You're right. Don't ask everybody.
And Twitter is a community. The people who are on Twitter are a community. So if I'm asking the people in this community, I'm not going to ask the people who are on Facebook.
Right.
We're just going to ask the people who are in the Twitter community. But Pepsi and them, some of the times when they did the studies, like Terry, she didn't drink either one of them, but she's sitting in the room.
Right.
That makes no sense.
Right. So that's where you got to clarify who's in that community. It has to be a true fan, somebody that likes the product, talked about the product, and is enamored and enthused and all of that. And that's a small subset. That's not the general public. If you ask the general public, then you're going to get all kinds of stuff like Dr. Tachi said. People just mad. I'm just mad, so I'm just going to say whatever. Well, that's something you have to discount. So that's why you got to set up the community first. Pepsi and Coke and whoever, Walgreens.
You get in
and set up and it doesn't have to be some involved thing. Just offer them, hey, you get a free this and that. Join the community, and then you ask questions to gauge how involved and invested they are in the brand. And that's the people you ask.
Right, because they didn't ask me, because you know how Walgreens, do you want to set up your reward or something?
Yeah.
And so do you have a phone number? Every time I go in there, what's the phone number? So when you put the phone number in, they can give you points or whatever.
Right.
They have never asked me my opinion on anything. But they have my contact info.
They should. They're wasting the opportunity there.
You know, they also have these what do they call them, like demo stores that they set up.
Mm-hmm.
You could just run your focus group through the demo store and see how you like that wall.
Yeah, there's a lot of things where you could ask the right people. So
right.
And Mark has some comments.
Yeah, Mark is telling jokes today. Mark said, I want an electric shock to be applied to those who say your, Y-O-U-R, instead of your, Y-O-U apostrophe R-E. Are you listening, Twitter? And then he said in his next comment, I want Pepsi Prozac or Valium Pepsi.
Pepsi Prozac.
Well, they already had cocaine Coca-Cola, remember?
Oh, yeah. It was real Coke, had real Coke in it.
It did.
Yeah, and Coca, it was made from coca leaf, so it had cocaine in it.
It was, yeah, that was what was it? That was definitely a addictive beverage. And something, they got something out now. Okay, I'm gonna get off of this. Coca-Cola and Coffee. I was like, whose idea is that? Coke has there's been a commercial where there's Coca-Cola and coffee mixed together. And I'm like,
really? Is that going to keep you buzzed all day or what?
See, this tells me they don't have that focus group. They need.
I was like, okay,
so for it.
$5 energy, the 5-hour energy. Because I'm thinking to myself, you already got caffeine in the Coke, and now you're gonna put it in the coffee. I'm like, whose idea is this?
Who asked? What customer asked for that?
Is that the answer to Red Bull? Mark said, I tried. Mark said, I tried it. I got a sample. No.
Just no. Just no.
Okay.
Who asked for it? Nobody.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. Okay, so we got one more from Twitter. This is a little well, they're late to the party. Twitter is testing a feature to let you add your pronouns to your profile. Keyword testing. Why? I don't know why they're testing, because Facebook has a place where you put your pronouns. LinkedIn has a place where you put your in your profile. You know,
right.
he, they. Instagram has it. Almost all of them, but they're testing a feature to let you add pronouns. Testing, just put it out. Twitter. So one of the reverse engineers, there's a bunch of them that they look at the code and they see what's coming. So they said they found proof that the company is developing the feature and is testing it is yet to be rolled out section when you edit your profile that lets you add whatever pronoun you want to use. Late. Just put it out. Why are you testing that? Almost every other social media
They're
platform
busy
has
giving
that.
us stuff we don't want.
But what I'm saying is, why would you test that when it's been proven on other places that people want to add it? And if you don't want to add it, you just leave it blank. You don't have to put anything.
They're busy giving us stuff we don't want.
Testing what? Okay. All right, so that's Twitter. I have one or two more. So let's look at I believe it's I think it's Facebook. Or is it Meta? I always get mixed up. All right, forget them. Let's talk about Instagram. Instagram is rolling out new safety tools for parents. So they announced on Wednesday this week a new set of tools designed to protect young users. And this is a response to the criticism that they don't do enough to protect, the youngest users that really I don't think they should be on anyway, but that's not my call. So
okay.
Meta has introduced something called Family Center, a centralized hub of safety tools that parents will be able to tap in to control what kids can see and do across the company's apps, starting with Instagram. So the tools will let you parents monitor how much time a kid spends on the app, be updated about accounts they're followed lately and who has followed them, and receive notifications about any accounts they have reported. Now, the kicker to this is this update is only available in the United States. Parents will only be able to access the parental controls features if the teen initiates supervision within the app themselves.
Wait, the teen has to turn it on.
There's more. Teens will
parent permission.
Wait, there's more. Teens will also need to approve any parental requests for parental supervision.
Excuse me? Well, who's supervising who?
The teen has to go in and allow parental supervision.
Probably
Okay,
because they're the admin. They probably their own admin.
Oh my gosh, that is gonna be.
But see, here's the kicker.
Oh,
teens have Finsters, fake Instagrams that they have an Instagram or whatever for the parent to see. If the parent is saying, "Let me see your accounts," oh yeah, I'm so and so on Instagram, I'm so and so on TikTok. Then they go and make a fake one, and they don't. No, the parent knows nothing about that unless the parent decides to know about these things and say, "Let me see your Finsta." Or if you're paying for the device, you get to hand it to them. Listen, open this app and put me in here as the parental supervisor, and let's call it a day. But most parents are not doing that. So
okay, I want to put a comment up from our comedian Mark based on the pronouns.
Oh, the pronouns. Yeah,
he said he, him, his, your majesty. Mark got okay, so we're gonna leave the kids in charge and let them
so the update is the Family Center parental control is there, but the teen, if they have the app, they have to go in and turn it on to let the parental supervision happen on their profile.
Okay, so that was just they just did something to appease somebody who was complaining, because that is not even working. I'm like,
so Meta can now say we have Family Control Center and you're allowed to control your teens' app usage and this and that and the other thing, but they have to let you in.
Okay.
Woo. See, it's crazy time this week on social media. I'm like, first Twitter and now Instagram, Meta, and okay, and one more. So Facebook has, you remember the Ray-Ban glasses that Facebook Meta was putting up, and it could record video. So they have the Ray-Ban stories now available in Spain, Australia, and Belgium, and they're going to make their way to France, and it's going to allow 60 seconds of video. So it's an expansion from 30 seconds of video. So they expanded to 60 seconds. So that's what they're doing.
Oh.
I haven't heard much about this Ray-Ban story. So
well, I haven't heard about the Ray-Ban glasses over here. Apparently we don't have them in the US.
No. I remember we talked about this before, but that was months ago.
Yeah, right. It was.
I haven't seen any.
Now, because I think it would be a good idea if we could do that, where you put the glasses on and you can record, and people can actually see what you're seeing instead of, holding up the phone. But okay,
right. So the Ray-Ban.
I have a question. At least when people are holding up a phone, you get a sense that you're being recorded. This sounds like some 1968 spy novel stuff.
Okay, but people are not telling you when you're recorded, so that's why you need to walk out the house, camera ready. People are not telling you stuff.
Right. So just a refresher, this Ray-Ban stories came out last year, and they started $2.99. And they let you take first person photos and videos on the go, like Snap Spectacles. And so that's what it was. And
remember Snap, you could record?
Right, with the spectacles, and that was a big deal. But with this Ray-Ban, I remember we talked about the Ray-Ban glasses taking video and stuff, and that was last year, but I haven't seen hide no hair of it anywhere. So
maybe we had too many restrictions in the U.S. You got U.S. senators and stuff that don't necessarily want you walking by them with your glasses or recording their stuff.
How would we know? You know what I mean? Because you're sitting at a coffee shop or something, and you think they're taking a picture of somebody over there, and they actually taking pictures of you.
Right. And see, the thing is, you don't even need these glasses. You can, with your phone, you could hold it, and then you get the little Bluetooth shutter thing in your hand.
Right. Or on your watch.
On your watch. Yeah, your watch. If you got the Apple Watch, you can take pictures. You just tap it on your Apple Watch.
You hold
again.
Click.
Right. I could be holding my phone like this and taking pictures of somebody because I could tap on my watch. Or if you get a Bluetooth device. So
what you're saying is we're all subject.
We're being recorded somewhere just because.
I feel like I'm part of a conspiracy story now.
Assume that you're being recorded.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's a good, like I always say about social media, there's a good and a bad side. Just this video recording has a good and a bad side because I don't know if you heard, this was East Coast news, but there was somebody going around in Washington, D.C. and New York shooting and killing homeless people on the streets. Yeah. They caught an image of him off the video camera, and I was reading about it that one of the police in DC was from New York, and he keeps up with the New York news on Twitter, saw the image and put it together, and that's how they got him so quickly, because of video.
Right. And see, I believe in Europe they have facial rec all over the place. And in China, I know they have facial rec because that's what they use to make purchases and stuff. So here's the thing.
Right.
You are on camera everywhere. We're the last holdout. The United States.
And see, they didn't even have the facial recognition tech with this. It was just a policeman that was from New York area, now living in DC, catching up with New York news, saw the picture and went back and they found that's how they did it. It wasn't even facial rec. It was somebody that recognized the face because here in New York, they put it on the news. Say, if you know this person, please let us know.
Mark has another comment here. He says, "This is why I never leave my apartment and never allow Rupert to wear glasses. Rupert is his dog."
Rupert to wear glasses.
All I can do is shake.
Oh, this is a new technology-based world, and we have to navigate it. So that's why we're here on Fridays, every Friday. So make sure you're here to get the news. And that's the end of this week in social media news.
Oh my goodness, it was quite a bit.
Just making sure that you have,
that your glasses are clean.
Just smile because you are on camera. Permission or not. All right, Dr. Tachi, you are up.
Well, hello, everyone. A fantastic Friday so far. Thank goodness, and enjoy it, because before you know it, Monday will be here again. So, let's talk a little bit about what we talked about on Mediascope and more. Are you ready?
We're ready.
We're
I got my seatbelt on.
Put your seatbelt on, because it is going to be quite a ride, ladies and gentlemen. You don't know who I am? I'm Tachi. Welcome to the fold. So, Amazon, we thought it wouldn't happen. We were like, how the hell did this come about? I, for one, was going to be like, oh, the FTC is going to have something to say about this, but apparently not, because Amazon and MGM have closed on their $8.5 billion with a B merger. Amazon and MGM are now one.
Uh-oh. So this is like ABC and Disney.
Yes. Although different, because with ABC and Disney, you were talking about, even though Disney has a lot of other properties beyond the content and production end of it, they've got theme parks, etc. This is the first time, in my recollection, that we have, for lack of a better phrasing, old media and new media coming together. MGM representing the linear old media and Amazon representing new media in terms of streaming. So we've never had this before, and not in this age where streaming is king and queen. So I think this is going to have significant changes on theatrical exhibition of movies and streaming and where that fits in. So
okay.
This happened just yesterday. The merger was official, and it was quick. I don't know if you remember, but I talked about this probably last month, that this was going around, and it was just kind of conjecture at that time. It was speculation. And I was like, okay, yeah, we'll see. Nobody had anything to say about it, apparently, because now it's happened.
Wow.
And so let's review why Amazon wants MGM. They've got more than 4,000 film titles, 17,000 television episodes, 180 academic Academy Awards, and 100 Emmy Awards. So that's quite a portfolio, and now that portfolio is part of Amazon. And they say it will, quote, complement Prime Video and Amazon Studios' work in delivering a diverse offering of entertainment choices to customers. And they said this in their announcement. Now, we don't know what the structure, the organizational structure is going to be like, and how the two studios are actually going to fit together, meaning MGM and Amazon Studios. But an Amazon spokesperson told Deadline Hollywood that they're planning to make offers and welcome all of MGM's current employees. So there are no things right now of there are going to be some cuts to the workforce over at MGM as they merge together. It appears now that everybody's going to be welcomed, I don't know, with open arms, but welcomed over to the Amazon side. But we don't know what the terms are, so that will be seen. And again, it's really early because this just was finalized yesterday. So a couple of other things about this. In terms of production, Amazon is really excited by MGM's slate and things they have coming up. So they're not anticipating making any changes in release dates on projects actually that are in progress right now. They're not planning to make all MGM content exclusive to Prime Video. So you know how they acquired them and they're like, fine, now you can only watch it on Prime Video. They're not planning that type of exclusivity. In terms of theatrical exhibition, Amazon is intending to continue supporting theatrical release, not as a one-size-fits-all thing, but something to be determined on a case-by-case basis. So remember, I just said this is going to have some impact on theatrical release and exhibition and streaming. You can hear Amazon is trying to leave the door open for, if we want to release something first on Amazon Prime, that's what we're going to do. So they're trying to leave the door open for those types of things. And again, doing that type of thing, they have to be careful because you can damage the relationship, albeit the mafia-like relationship that you have with AMC and the theater houses. But on the other end, I think streaming is a win for consumers. So Amazon is going to have this difficult job of balancing what's best for its bottom line in terms of Prime Video and consumers. And remember, in order to be eligible for award season, especially the Oscars, it has to have theatrical distribution. So that's something that they can't, there's nothing they can do about that, unless they don't care, but most movie makers care about that. And then finally, the big thing, remember I said this before, without a doubt, one of the big pluses they're getting in this is the entire Bond franchise. They're not planning to make any changes to the Bond franchise at all at this point. So, earlier this week, Amazon actually won unconditional EU antitrust approval for this merger when the European Commission decided it wouldn't pose competition concerns in Europe. So I'm looking, I'm like, nobody seems to have a problem with this. Okay, so maybe the terms are, I haven't seen the terms of the deal or what it is. The only thing I can think of, now these are two major media things for which we're talking about a studio, MGM being, basically a movie studio and content producer being acquired by Amazon, which is also a studio and content producer. So maybe they did not feel there were big competition concerns here because they're not cornering the market on anything with this necessarily. So that's what's up. It is final. MGM is now part of Amazon.
Wow.
When I heard that, I said that is I know Tashi's gonna talk about that because I mean all the Bond movies. I was like, woo.
All the Bond movies, every last one of them. So, if there's nothing else, I'm going to move on to our dear friend Wendy Williams. She's actually spoken out about the end of her show and health issues, and she says, in the words of Arnold Schwarzenegger, "I'll be back." She's coming back. So she's speaking out as she's recovering from her health. She, as you know, for years she suffered from Graves' disease and then other issues that have kept her from hosting her namesake show, the Wendy Williams Show, for months and months. So she did a phone interview with Good Morning America yesterday, which I missed. And Williams said that her health is going well. And she's adding, I'm 57 now, and I have a mind and body of a 25-year-old. And she also told Good Morning America that she's very comfortable with the idea of going back to work and claimed that her partners with the show and everybody, that they're ready. So they asked her if she was ready to return and host a show tomorrow. And she said, give me about 3 months. There are private things that I have to deal with, and then I'll be ready to come back and be free and ready to do my thing. So if you're interested, Deadline Hollywood has a clip of the interview. You can probably also watch it on YouTube. So just to recap, last month it was announced that Sherry Shepherd, who had been filling in for Wendy on her show, is now going to take over the show's time slot with her own syndicated daytime talk show called Sherry on Fox Television. So her show is positioned as a replacement. But again, here's the thing. They are leaving the door open on resuming Wendy Williams' show when and if she fully recovers and wants to do it. So she may not have that same time slot, but they're not closing the door on the show forever. So if she feels ready to come back, the door is open for her to come back. And please, rightfully so. If she wasn't doing ratings and all this stuff, nobody would be offering her a time slot. But she is highly rated and such a personality. They're like, oh yeah, we definitely. So.
Okay. Can I have something to say about that? All right, hold on. Because I was in the clubhouse now. I want to go back. Don't count Wendy Williams out. Whether you like her or not. I got to get out of the clubhouse because I got to echo. Okay. Whether you like her or not, she's a media force. She was big on the radio for years here in the East Coast, New York, Philly.
Yes.
She might be down now, but she's gonna come back in some form or fashion. The TV show, I'm not sure. I mean, I guess if she says yeah, but I'm seeing her more of like going back to radio as in like podcast or a YouTube show. And that might be small potatoes to her, but it's not. YouTube and podcasting is not small potatoes to someone like her. That's just I call it a change, a form changing the energy, because she still got the following. She still wants to, do this. And if TV is not the joint anymore for her, there's YouTube and there's podcasting. So I see her coming back in some form of fashion. I don't know about the TV show, but I definitely feel the YouTube podcasting thing, and she'll be huge.
Yes, and her whole, she doesn't have to build an audience to be an influencer. She already is an influencer.
Yes.
And Mark says, Wendy said that she is coming back, but her show has moved on. It's not going to happen. Okay, Mark, but if it, like TJ said, if it doesn't happen, she's got some other
see this
vehicles.
Is right. And see, this is the thing, and Dr. Tati can correct me if I'm wrong. What it is that time slot that she has, that's gone. She still has the Wendy Williams show, because I believe, unless I'm proven wrong, that she owns that Wendy Williams, that name, Wendy Williams show. Or it doesn't have to be the Wendy Williams show. It could be the Wendy Williams experience. She's used that before. So that she's lost that slot, and that's not a big deal. That's not a big deal. If they want to put Sherry in that, I love Sherry. She's great. But what I'm saying is, if Wendy has the health issues or whatever's going on that doesn't allow her to be on TV, it's not a big whoop. She's going to go on to something bigger, and her audience is going to follow her, and it's going to be a big deal. I'm hoping she does more of a YouTube podcasting thing, because then that's totally her own. Like, she owns that 100%. She right now, this Wendy Williams show thing is with Debmar Mercury, right? So that's how I feel about it. I mean, what do you think, Dr. Tati?
I know. I think you're spot on. Okay, and I'm also biased, so I'm probably not the best person to say this. I liked Radio Wendy better than I liked you.
Yes.
I am very. We've discussed ad nauseum before about how listening to Wendy Williams was my thing before I had to get up back on the road back to DC from Baltimore. So that's what kept me going. I would just be in my office at Morgan, listen to Wendy Williams and the shenanigans.
Yes.
Now, call it whatever, but there was something raw and real and unfiltered about Wendy on the radio that is very sanitized on television.
Yes.
Not that it's terrible, it's just a different experience.
TV Wendy is different from Radio Wendy, because Radio Wendy, when she was here in New York and on Philly, it was must listen radio. She had the ear of just about everybody in New York, and that's a big deal. And that's what I'm saying. Radio's not small. It's not a small thing. It's just a change of form of energy. So the woman that you see on TV for that show, that's not the Wendy that we know.
No. And to your point, I didn't listen to WBLS for anything else except for the Wendy Williams.
That was it.
I was done. So no disrespect to WBLS, but that was, and so and here's the thing, because of her presence, she was able to take all of us that were listeners on WBLS and even from Hot 97 days over television.
Yes.
Other new audiences.
And she became a different Wendy. That was because she had to be packaged for TV and Debmar Mercury, and she had to appeal to a broader audience, where Radio Wendy could do and say what she wanted to. I mean, she talked about the radio executives telling her not to say the thing, but she did it anyway.
And she may be able to bring back some of those celebrities who decided to leave Spotify recently. And that guy was making quite a few bucks. So there is money in radio. Mark says TV execs are going to see someone, are going to see someone who, for reasons valid or not, are going to see her as an undependable risk. I guess he's saying based on her.
Right, I agree with that. That's why I said I don't see her coming back to TV, or she should not. My opinion, if I was talking to her, I would say, Wendy, don't go to TV, go to YouTube and do a podcast, and you will
skip the whole thing. Yeah.
Boom. Yeah.
So this is I'm agreeing with Cherry in all of this. I think the television, not that the television thing has sailed. I just don't think because she's done her foray of her arm and executive producing with that god awful movie about her. That was terrible. She also Aaliyah thing awful. So guess what? That is not your ministry. Go on to something else. What you know is radio and connecting with people. You can see her actually producing to a podcast network. If I were Apple Podcast or somebody, I would do a Joe Rogan thing and offer her $100 million deal to have.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's it. Joe Rogan level. That's it. That's it right there. And I'm like, I don't know if she's got people around her telling, you can't go back to radio. It's not going back to radio. She's taking it a level to where I can still talk about the things I want to talk about and people will listen. It's going to be on Joe Rogan level. That level. Yes, I agree with that. So I don't TV. She might want a show, but I don't see that as the right vehicle because the way we consume media is changing, especially if she's going after Gen Z or that younger crowd. They're not watching TV. That show slot that she's got is for Rachel Ray, soccer mom at home kind of thing, and that's not her audience.
Exactly. And you know what else is also not her ministry? Fashion. Don't align at all again. Or QVC or HSM, whichever it was. That was all. Sorry, Wendy. No disrespect, but
that's what I mean. I just told you that Denmark marketing that's something that they put in there. Oh, you gotta have a fashion section. Oh, you gotta have a this and that. And that wasn't Wendy. So that's what I'm saying. If she does podcasting or YouTube or whatever on her own level, she can call the shots and do what she needs to do because she's an excellent producer. She knows what the people want. That's what happened when she had Whitney Houston on, and that thing blew. It's the people still talking about that interview, and it was just radio and just Whitney asking questions, and Whitney was coming back. It was must listen radio still to this day.
Absolutely.
So I don't see TV. I don't see TV.
Absolutely. I'm wishing her well. We'll see what happens. Any other comments?
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's move on from Wendy Williams on to Chris Cuomo.
Yeah.
So, he's gone from CNN. He was fired from CNN back in December. And Chris Cuomo has actually slapped CNN back with a quote smear campaign arbitration demand for $125 million. So this is what his representation says. As a result of Turner's indefensible choice to unceremoniously fire him, Cuomo has been damaged in countless ways. Cuomo has had his journalistic integrity unjustifiably smeared, making it difficult, if not impossible, for Cuomo to find similar work in the future and damaging him in amounts exceeding $125 million, which not only includes the remaining salary owed under the agreement, but future wages lost as a result of CNN's efforts to destroy his reputation in violation of the agreement, according to this filing. Cuomo now seeks to recover the full measure of his damages against Turner and CNN. Let's break down this $125 million, shall we? It breaks down into consequential damages of no less than $110 million from the alleged, quote, Turner and CNN's breach of the express terms of the agreement, so the breach of the agreement. And then the additional $15 million is essentially basically what the attorneys say
is Francine with West Terrace.
Sorry?
That's Tara. She's on the phone. We can hear. Uh-oh. Now we can't hear anything.
Okay. I have no idea why. Can you hear me?
Yeah. I think Fran was on the phone and then it picked up because that's where Clubhouse is coming from. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can get Clubhouse in.
All right. Hold on, Dr. Tachi. Stop touching.
Okay, I have it. Hold on. Oh, you have it. Okay. You both of you. Okay, Terralina, you have it.
No,
Okay.
I didn't want to have that echo going.
Yeah, that's what's happening.
Okay, let me text Fran and let her know we can hear.
When she mutes her mic, that mutes the clubhouse. And I'm getting the feedback.
We should send Dr. Tachi a link so she can come in and
Okay. I can do it.
Okay. So she can come in and we can get audio. Okay.
Right. All right, hold on. I got it. I'll do I'll put it over there.
We are live, folks.
Yeah, that's what happens. Hold on, everybody.
And
we got a back channel message, something. Let me see if I can go over there and back channel it.
That'd be great. And I want you guys to know that the little face you keep seeing on the screen is my granddaughter, who's decided she wants to be a TV star and go live at will. So
okay. Yeah, I sent her Dr. Tachi, I sent you a link on the back channel.
So that we'll be able to hear
in
you.
Clubhouse. Because I can't bring my sound up because it'll be a feedback. And she can come in here without the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's Friday. Everybody's excited. I know I am. It is 63 degrees in New York City.
Oh, wow. That's warmer than before.
Okay. Can I?
Okay. Yeah, okay. I sent her a link to if she wanted to come in StreamYard with the StreamYard.
My candy. All right.
What is that she got?
She decided that I need a bank. See the little slit?
Oh, but where's the bottom?
If
you put the money in, it's gonna fall through to the floor.
Yes.
You're gonna lose all your money.
Money.
Yeah, but you need a bottom to it. Is there a
bottom? Money.
You making money?
Hey Terry, Dr. Tachi can if you mute my end, you won't hear Tachi. So
we were hearing your conversation.
I left. So
candy.
Okay.
So Dr. Tachi can continue.
Mommy.
Okay.
Mommy,
Dr. Tachi can continue.
Can you hear me? Because I kept trying to can you hear me and you weren't responding. So
yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, because I was like, no, but we can still hear you. So, are we good?
Yes, we're good. You're good and clear. Where were we? I forgot where we were. The story.
Hold on.
We stopped with Wendy.
So I'm talking about Chris Cuomo. So
yes.
Yeah. So here we go. I was breaking down what that was. So the additional $15 million that's part of that is basically what Cuomo and his attorneys say is due to him, the remaining under the current contract when he was terminated effective immediately on December 4th. So it was just a few months ago.
Okay.
So they terminated him not just because of what. In fact, I can't say it was even because of that. The whole thing with his brother Andrew Cuomo and the involvement in that. It wasn't even that. It was because there were sexual misconduct claims that were made against him. That's what was the impetus to fire him.
Right.
Yes. So they're using terms again like smear campaign, hoping that perspective will shift in this filing. But so that's basically what it is. So it says it should be obvious that Chris Cuomo did not lie to CNN about helping his brother. In fact, As the limited information released from Warner Media's investigation makes clear, CNN's highest level executives not only knew about Chris's involvement in helping his brother, but also actively assisted the governor, both through Chris and directly themselves, according to his attorneys. As CNN has admitted, network standards were changed in a circulated decision to boost ratings. When those practices were called into question, Chris was the scapegoat. So this is what they are saying, that there is a whole, basically, a whole thing against him, a smear campaign. And he is seeking $125 million.
Woo! All right.
It must be nice.
Yeah, I don't really feel too sorry for him. Apparently, on his end, things weren't done to. I'm not even talking about his brother, but if you are engaging in misconduct, you should be let go. That's
You should.
In fact, you've been a host with CNN for a long time now. So I'm not saying you're a millionaire, but you've got some sort of money. You also come from a very powerful political family in New York State. So you've got something somewhere. And if you don't, that's your own thing, because I can't feel sorry for you. So
I don't feel sorry either.
Huh?
I don't feel sorry for him either. You're right.
Exactly. And nobody should feel sorry for him. Don't cry for him, Argentina, because he's going to be all right. And then, now the stupid thing is you stuck your nose in something to help your brother. Your brother doesn't have a job, and now you have no job, and you're both disgraced. So how is that helping anything? So, but whatever. I can't be concerned about the two of you.
Exactly.
Hopefully, what I do see happening is this.
They'll be fine.
Obviously, go and get a job someplace else as an egg. That's not going to happen. So he's either going to a few things: come up with something of his own. Or what happens sometimes in these cases is go to the extreme edge of some of these things.
Yes.
He'll be accepted. So.
Yes. He has an audience. You can't be on CNN that long without an audience. So again, it's kind of like the Wendy situation. Take that audience and go to another platform. It may not be as big as CNN, but you can do it. Roland Martin did it. So.
But exactly, and this is the point I used yesterday when I was talking about this on Mediascope. I did a special edition of Mediascope yesterday, and that's the point. Roland Martin actually, and this is not equivalent at all.
No. Yeah, it's not equivalent because
what happened exactly in that case. There were a bunch of people that were let go, including Soledad O'Brien, etc.
Right.
I don't know if they were let go or if it was made not amenable for what they do.
Well, I gotta, Dr. Taji, just real quick, because I follow Roland. I've followed him from years, and he talked about the CNN and TV One situation, and he was saying pretty much it was like, CNN producers didn't like his direction and how he wanted to focus on Black stories and this and that. So it was kind of like that kind of thing.
Now, and I figured that, and I know with News One, they got a new news director.
Yes.
And a new president also
yes.
of News One.
Right.
One. And they weren't liking the direction. Like, well, why do you have to? So he's like, you know what? With all this wahala, I can really start my own. So obviously, the two things are not equivalent. Roland Martin's case is more of a they were not.
They weren't feeling his. He wanted to focus on Black stories, which is fine. We got the technology is here, and you have YouTube. You make your channel, and you talk about whatever you want, and that's what he did. And he mentioned it several times without having the overhead of a producer or management telling him you can't do this and you can't do that. So basically, that's what happened with him. So not the Chris Cuomo thing. There's no impropriety or nothing. It was just not a good fit. And Roland said, well, hey, I'm just going to start and actually he started his own network, the Black Star Network, where it's all, focused on Black stories. So.
Absolutely. And so, when you do that, obviously it's an uphill battle because you have to get advertisers and that type of thing. But he's making it work, and he's also got, sponsors from the public of his audience that watches. So
and I think he's picked up Verizon.
Yes.
Nice.
So fantastic. So on from that, Wahala, even though I hate politics, Hollywood so far has been silent. As you know, there was the "Don't Say Gay" bill here in Florida that had Disney people up in arms. Obviously, Disney's LGBTQ community was definitely up in arms because the CEO Bob Chapek did not come out expressly at first of all. They didn't make a statement at all at first. Then when they made a statement, it was so loosely and vaguely based. It's like, okay. Then it came out and said something, but I think I saw something that there's still a lot of upheaval there amongst employees. So monkey see, monkey do. Stupid Georgia's governor, and I will say stupid, Brian Kemp.
Mm-hmm. What about him?
Has now monkey see, monkey do said, well, we're going to do that too. So there's a version of the Florida legislation in the Georgia, proposed in Georgia, but movement on that bill may not occur until next year. And so far, Hollywood has been silent on that. Now, here's why that matters. Florida is inconsequential when it comes to the production world. I'll say this, and I know all sorts of Florida people will be like, no, we have a lot going on. No, you don't. No, you don't. I sit here and watch you. There are commercials that are being shot here and people who think they're doing something. That's about it. No disrespect. There are some things going on, but this place is just, they don't have the vision. And so Florida is really this is why so many people in production, etc., have moved to Georgia, because they actually repealed the thing that would give tax credits to production companies doing things here. And so because Tallahassee is run by a bunch of fools who don't get it. And I think it was also their way of, because South Florida is way different from the rest of the state. Way different. There's South Florida and then Georgia extension, basically. So it's way different, and they don't see the vision in that type of thing. So everybody moved to Georgia because they actually do have these incentives, But Georgia is a major player. They call it the Hollywood of the South because this is where, if it's not in New York or LA, we're talking Georgia as a major production center. So now this causes a problem. Same thing before, like when they had the abortion bill, for example, because now you really have to force Hollywood to, or ATL would, whatever you want to call it, Georgia would, to stand up and say something and take a stand against some of these things, because, and that is the downside in doing business that is creative in a state that is so conservative and doesn't want to hear other points of view, and it's also very Bible Belt, or their version of Bible Belt. So there are a lot of things there politically at play. So it's very difficult to do Hollywood type business in some place like Georgia, especially when this stuff comes up, because then you're expected to, all right, well, do we pick up everything and get out of here, or do we carry on? So far, we haven't heard anything. So Republican state senators introduced it on the same day that the Florida Senate passed similar legislation. Still has to go to the House, of course. So a firestorm has really erupted over it, but studios are largely silent about the introduction of the Georgia bill. But if it eventually becomes law, more Hollywood decision makers are going to face tough choices as to what to do. Because again, Florida doesn't host a lot of projects. There's no incentive for them to do so here. Spanish language television is big, but whatever. But Georgia has a significant chunk of these projects. That's a significant amount of actors, production people, screenwriters, etc. that could be affected. And also, the state of Georgia, they're making money off of production being so big down there. If everybody said, you know what, it's not worth it, we could move someplace else where this is not such a big problem. If they were even willing to do that, to upend and leave, that would be problematic for Georgia. So that's what's happening there. And let me tell you why this is such a big thing. they have up to 30% tax credit, and you can actually turn around and sell that. So, and there's also no annual cap on tax credits given to Hollywood through that thing. So they handed out $1.2 billion in film and TV tax credits, way more than any other state. So you see why it's so attractive to people. So the money here is going to be the key thing, is the money that you save by not doing your production in California and not having to deal with, the high cost of things in California. Is it worth going against what you may believe? So that's what we're dealing with there.
I can see where that would be an interesting conversation, because money does talk. And also, maybe somebody will profit from this in their political campaigns as we move forward.
Yeah, this could be interesting, because if we're talking about, again, for example, I've seen, I guess, Stacey Abrams' name floated around. Maybe that's not a thing. Maybe it's not going to happen. But there probably will be an opponent for the next one. That could be something that he or she or them or they take into their campaign in terms of that type of thing. So interesting, and we'll see what will happen. 2 more stories, and then we're going to get out of here, because I know we have been on for Sundays. Snoop Dogg has removed most of Death Row's record catalog from streamers as they transition to NFT, people. So this is tech with it as well.
Wow.
Snoop, go ahead, sorry.
NFTs, okay.
Yes. So I'll explain exactly
what
this means. So they're taking it. He shared his plans a couple of weeks ago to take Death Row Records. As you know, he is now in charge of Death Row Records. He is taking that into the NFT space. If you're not familiar, Snoop Dogg is really interested into the NFT space. He has land in the Sandbox, which is one of the major, as I've explained before, one of the major metaverse spaces. So he actually has land and things that he's doing in the Sandbox. And I'm not sure if he's in any other metaverse spaces. So, it seems that he has removed the entirety of Death Row Records catalog, except for Tupac's projects, from platforms like Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube Music. It's not been officially confirmed on his end yet, but it's been speculated that he's planning to make Death Row's music available exclusively in the NFT space. So this could be just speculation, obviously, but the fact that a lot of these songs and things the catalogs have disappeared, for now at least, makes people speculate, because he is so into the NFT space. So projects like Dog Food, Necessary Roughness, The Chronic, and Doggy Style, amongst others, have all been removed from these streamers. So someone on I think Twitter brought up the idea that Death Row could simply be going through some licensing changes, which caused a temporary removal, pointing to, for example, the Above the Rim soundtrack is missing across platforms as well. But I think it's I think there could be something to this. If all of and it could be licensing things, but all at the same time with all of the major streamers, that seems a little like a move to do something more interesting, like take things into the NFT space. And if he wasn't so involved with the NFT space, I would say maybe it could be a licensing thing, etc. But I think that he's really, really ready to make a major move into the metaverse and the NFT space, which is why he removed Death Row's record, or Death Row's records have been removed, the catalog, from these major streamers for now, at least. So, interesting.
Yeah,
So will Martha Stewart be in that neighborhood too?
Good question. I don't know what her ties to metaverse are, but being that she has a connection to Snoop Dogg, I'm surprised if we start seeing some Martha Stewart living stuff in the metaverse.
Yeah, I especially with everybody buying real estate, you need to be able to keep a home. and decorate. So she probably could get really into it. And gardening. She's into gardening. So,
and see the thing I see about the Snoop Dogg and the taking his music off of streaming, it makes sense from a business standpoint, but it's angering his fans now because if they pay for Spotify or they Apple Music, whatever, they can't listen to his songs. They're really mad. I understand that, but if he bought the label Death Row and he owns that and he's trying to do a big push into the metaverse, this is the way to do it. You're going to make an omelet, you got to break some eggs. So he's making his fans angry, but if they want, he wants to be this big push into NFTs and metaverse, this is the way to do it, because if they want his music, then they got to follow along to wherever he is.
Absolutely. And here's the thing. People will complain, but they'll fall in line if they really want your product back.
Yes.
And I kind of see this also as in a sense, a good thing, because a lot of his fans are varied backgrounds, but there are many of his fans that are from underrepresented groups and tend to be underrepresented in technology as well. So pushing them to get into the NFT and metaverse space, if they want to access him, can actually be a backdoor way to start to get these communities involved in this. So you discover this, maybe you'll discover some other cool things.
Right, because it's the same thing when Tidal came out and the Beyonce was just on. I believe her music was just there and it wasn't other places, and people, non-fans complained. Her fans went over and bought Tidal subscriptions. I mean, that's how it works. Correct. So you can't get mad with Snoop trying, and I love the fact that, like, I didn't even think about that part, that if Snoop does this, it's like everybody who's his fan or they'll get interested in learning about the metaverse and NFTs and technology, and that will cause some people in our community to have that knowledge and use it to to elevate themselves. Start businesses. Who knows where this will go? But I saw the backlash on Twitter, like, oh man, but you gotta. Snoop wants to get off the plantation, so this is a way for him to do it, and he's willing to take that risk entrepreneurially. So
and that makes sense. But and this is, you could liken this to a whole lot of other things. Like you said, he's trying to get off of the plantation. But when you have a whole bunch of enslaved people that follow you, they're going to complain about you trying to get off of the plantation. And why do you have to go? You need to be here with us. They don't see the vision. So you have to be that vision for them. And those people who also want to leave the plantation will follow you. But those they can stay right there in the sugarcane fields and they'll be just as happy. You cannot help everyone.
Right. You cannot. And if you're a fan of his and his music isn't on Spotify or wherever, if you got the CDs, pull them out, or you follow him to where he's going, because that's where the music is going. So they really don't have a choice, and stop complaining. So
absolutely. So that's what I have for you guys today.
Good stuff. Thank you.
Thank you. I've got feet in my view here.
I'll just say, one thing about, and I love that you said about the opportunities that are there, NFT, metaverse, Web 3.0, whatever you want to call it. Sometimes you got to drag people over kicking and screaming, because they don't want, I don't want to, why people talk about the NFTs? I heard that discussion. I'm tired of the NFTs. They're stupid. They're silly. It's about innovation and change, people. Technology is changing. I think I said this last year that I could feel it changing. And this is the change that's coming. What it's going to be, I can't tell you exactly. Nobody knows. If anybody says they know what's going to happen, they're lying. Even Zuckerberg doesn't know. He's just trying it. But the opportunity is there. The door is open, walk through, but you got to learn. And Brian Fanzo said something. He has a saying, do your own damn research, or something he got going on, a hashtag. And I'm like, yes, in response to people, because he's heavily into NFT and coins, and he has his own coin in his Discord, and he has a hashtag. Oh, and I saw it the other day, and I was like, this is it. I think it was do your own damn research. And I agree with that. Do your research. trying to find it. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah. I don't see it. I'm looking on his Facebook, but he has a hashtag and it's DYODR. That's what he's going by. He's using that. And I was like, what the heck is DYODR? And then he explained it. Do your own damn research. Don't just put things down because it sounds complicated or you don't know. Do the research. The information is there. And that's what I had to say.
Is that you typing, friend?
No.
I'm done.
Yep.
All right, so we're done.
Oh, all right. Okay, everyone. We want to thank you for tuning in today. We have had numerous guests. And we want to thank Miss Harmony for chiming in. As you can hear, her little nursery rhymes are going on in the back.
And her piggy bank, piggy bank demo.
Harmony.
It's Harmony, yes.
This is Harmony.
Miss
Yes.
Harmony. Miss Harmony wants you to know it's okay to be successful in your business and to go to the front of your own line. So say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, we'll see everybody Monday. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.
Bye.